The year is 2025. Nigeria, a nation grappling with economic hardship, sees a glimmer of hope in the form of CBEX, an online investment platform promising extraordinary returns. Nigerians, desperate for financial relief, flock to CBEX, enticed by the promise of doubling their investments every month. The platform's sleek interface and testimonials from seemingly satisfied investors further solidified its image as a legitimate avenue to prosperity. Many Nigerians, burdened by unemployment and rising inflation, saw CBEX as a lifeline, a chance to break free from the shackles of financial instability. CBEX's marketing strategy was simple, yet effective. It heavily utilized social media platforms, particularly targeting young Nigerians familiar with online transactions. The company's message resonated deeply in a country where traditional investment opportunities often remained inaccessible to the average citizen. The allure of quick and easy money, a potent temptation in any economic climate, proved irresistible to many. However, beneath the veneer of legitimacy and prosperity lurked a sinister reality. CBEX was not registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission of Nigeria, a crucial regulatory body overseeing investment platforms. Warnings from the SEC about the dangers of investing in unregulated schemes went largely unheeded, overshadowed by the allure of CBEX's promises. The platform thrived in a regulatory gray area, exploiting the lack of stringent oversight and capitalizing on the desperation of its users. The dream of financial freedom turned into a nightmare as investors woke up to a chilling reality on April 15, 2025. They were locked out of their CBEX accounts, unable to access their funds. Panic spread like wildfire across the nation as frantic investors tried in vain to withdraw their money. The once reliable app now displayed error messages, a cruel reminder of the risks taken in pursuit of unrealistic returns. The realization dawned that the too good to be true promises were just that. Too good to be true. Stories of devastating losses quickly flooded social media. Investors shared their experiences revealing the extent of their investments, some pouring their life savings into CBEX, hoping for a brighter future. The amounts lost varied drastically, with some losing as little as 450,000 naira, while others saw their entire savings of $16,000 disappear into thin air. The emotional toll was immense, with many grappling with the crushing weight of financial ruin and the realization that their trust had been cruelly exploited. Adding insult to injury, some investors reported receiving messages purportedly from CBEX, requesting additional verification fees ranging from $100 to $200 to regain access to their accounts. This blatant attempt to further exploit already vulnerable individuals only fueled the growing anger and desperation. The silence from CBEX, once a beacon of reassurance, was deafening. The lack of any official communication from the company only served to amplify the fear and uncertainty, pushing many investors to the brink of despair. The CBEX debacle is tragically reminiscent of the infamous MMM scheme that wreaked havoc in Nigeria in 2016. MMM, a similar Ponzi scheme, promised astronomical returns, luring millions of Nigerians into its web of deceit. The scheme's collapse left countless families financially devastated, etching a dark chapter in Nigeria's history. The CBEX crisis, unfolding almost a decade later, raises serious questions about the lessons learned from past mistakes. Despite the trauma of MMM, many Nigerians, driven by economic hardship and the allure of quick riches, fell prey to CBEX's promises. This recurring pattern highlights the urgent need for increased financial literacy and consumer protection in Nigeria. The government and regulatory bodies must take proactive measures to educate the public about the dangers of such schemes and ensure stringent oversight of investment platforms. The similarities between MMM and CBEX are stark and troubling. Both platforms exploited the same vulnerabilities: a lack of financial literacy, limited access to legitimate investment opportunities, and a desperate hope for financial stability. The CBEX scandal serves as a painful reminder of the cyclical nature of such scams and the urgent need for robust regulatory frameworks to protect vulnerable populations. As the dust settles on the initial shock, Nigeria finds itself grappling with the aftermath of the CBEX crisis. Investors, stripped of their savings and left with shattered dreams, are demanding answers. The public outcry is palpable, with social media platforms abuzz with anger, frustration, and calls for justice. The ransacking of a CBEX office in Ibadan, though an act of desperation-fueled vandalism, underscores the raw emotions coursing through the nation. In the face of mounting pressure, CBEX's response has been inadequate at best. The company, in a brief statement, attributed the crisis to a hacking incident, a claim met with skepticism and outrage from investors. Promises of a swift resolution and the recovery of lost funds ring hollow in the absence of concrete action. The lack of transparency and accountability from CBEX only deepens the sense of betrayal felt by those who placed their trust and often their life savings in the platform. Adding to the uncertainty, regulatory bodies, including the SEC, are yet to issue a formal statement or announce concrete actions in response to the crisis. This silence is deafening, leaving investors in a state of limbo, unsure of whether they can expect any form of justice or compensation for their losses. The CBEX scandal is a stark reminder of the vulnerability of individuals in the face of unregulated financial platforms and the urgent need for robust consumer protection mechanisms.